Welcome to AustCham TV. We're back, and we're back by popular demand to bring you updates from the Australian Thai business community. Coming up in this episode, we welcome the new AustCham President. Simon Moran is going to tell us about his vision and plans for 2026. In Connections, we meet an Australian success story, 20 years of ANCA CNC Machines. And in the community section, April is ANZAC month. From Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center, we'll talk about ANZAC Day dawn services this year. Stay tuned. Welcome back. As you'd all be aware, AustCham recently held our annual general meeting. We elected a new board, and very importantly, we elected a new president. For our business section today, we welcome that new president. Mr. Simon Moran, how are you?
Very well, thanks, Brendan. Sawadee-krap.
Sawadee-krap.
Good to be here.
Great. Newly elected president, firstly, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on board and great to be working with you over the next 12 months at least.
Yes, of course.
So I'm excited. I know, of course, quite a bit about you already.
Yep.
But for our members, or who also know you as well, but who don't know you as deeply as a lot of us do, tell us about yourself.
Okay. Born and bred in Melbourne, of Victoria, Australia. And I came to Thailand 26 years ago to Greenfield start an auction business, which put me in touch with nearly all the banks, the finance companies, insurance companies, rental companies, motorbike companies, salvage companies, anything with wheels. We dealt with, and that was actually an American company,
right.
And the American company sold that company to me, and I rebranded that about 6 years ago with some co-investors. Right. And then we sold that business about 1 year ago, a year and a half ago, I think.
Okay.
So that's led me to now run my own and to take over from my father some family-operated businesses. But it's left me a lot more time professionally, and I'm not travelling nearly as much, to be able to spend a lot more time on AustCham issues, which I'm really looking forward to. It's been a pleasure so far, and we're only 2 weeks in.
You've been busy for the past 2 weeks, I'm fully aware. Your introduction into Thailand, you were also able to meet corporate training providers, I believe.
I was. In the very early days to help. Thank you very much. Actually, that's something I've overlooked. But we used you to help out with some training of our staff, and particularly their English skills, yes. Which helped them get along with the progression of their career, and for us to be able to communicate very quickly in the business. As an English-speaking business and a foreign business, really important to have those skills come up, and our staff are we're thrilled to be able to learn more.
Excellent. Now, you touched immediately on your business journey here with the first company, and then buying the company yourself and then being able to sell that off.
Yep.
Over 25 years here in Thailand, there's a lot more things that have been packed into those 25 years. Can you tell us what else you've been doing outside of those business interests?
Really contributing to Thailand through philanthropic events, a lot of work with orphanages and stuff like that. Right. But I have to say, a lot of it was really business-based. Mm-hmm. In the early days, it was a lot of offshore stuff as well, right up until about 2018. So that kept me very, very busy with a very large staff and just working hell for leather to grow the business as quick as we could and as big as we could. And to really make a difference with what we were doing. A lot of travel around Thailand. A lot of people sort of stick to the cities, but you really should get outside and see Chiang Wat, see the upcountry parts of the country. It's very illuminating, and it's quite educational to get out there and to really touch base with the true Thailand. And
speaking of true Thailand, you're a true Thai. You're a Thai citizen, I believe.
Yes, Thai citizen. After a long wait, it's a long process. But it's worth it. You have to be very patient through this. I must say the government services through this are actually fantastic, even though it takes a very long time. But that's left me open to some more opportunities within the country to help other businesses perhaps, and to look at their businesses and see what they're doing and how we can make them more efficient. I should say that having worked in an auction company, we got to clean up a lot of mess that people got themselves into financially or operationally with their assets, and so we had to help clean up some of those messes. And if you sort of think about it in hindsight, the more hindsight that you have to look through, the less mistakes you probably make in the future. So I have a pretty big book of hindsight that's jam-packed full of mistakes, me included.
I was wondering, could you share what was probably one of the biggest mistakes you've ever made, and so one of the best lessons you've ever learned?
Biggest mistake, Brendan? Let me think. I think it might be that I came here in the year 2000 and we had Thaksin as a Prime Minister. The environment was very promising and everybody expected a lot from this. But one of the things which dawned on me after about a year or two, was that my Thai language skills were just not up to scratch. Right. And a lot of businesses are based on relationships. It's really hard to have a meaningful, trustful, enthusiastic and driven relationship with a customer or a client if you can't communicate with them properly. So it's one of those sacrifices. You might have to say, well, I have to give up an hour of my time on Saturday or an hour of my time between 6 and 7 p.m. every day. Get a Thai teacher, start learning the vocabulary, start learning the spelling, because once you learn the spelling, you'll understand that maybe you've been saying that word wrongly for about 20 years. So learn the language and communicate really well. I think some SME outtakes were, for me, that I was very fortunate. I worked for a very large American company with very deep pockets in terms of legal advice. Right. So we never had any major issues with shareholder agreements, with the construction or with the constitution of the board, and we never had any issues in terms of authority levels. Right. But if we think about it in terms of an SME, you might say, I've got a fantastic idea and I'm going to go in business with my buddy. Right. And you never really do a proper shareholders agreement. You never really think about what will happen if one of you has a health issue or a communication issue or a travel issue or any other kind of issue that might come up.
Empathy, really.
There could be anything. It could be that you're stuck in Australia like I was when we had the airport closure. And it was a marathon trip to get back. What it taught us about that was we need to be a bit more permissible with some of our banking authorities. So that was one on top of another one. That was one of the issues that we learned. So I think for small businesses that are starting up here, make sure you get your ducks in a row with your shareholders agreement, the constitution of your board, what you're allowed to do and what you're allowing other people to do with your money. We know a lot of people who operate sort of a bit more freely here because it's not so much their money. But when we're talking about SMEs, it is your money and you would probably do things a bit differently if it was your money. So knowing that it is your money, put the work into how you set that up from the beginning so that you can grow, you can be ready to be taken over if someone puts an offer to you. You can be ready to sell. You can be ready to close down if you absolutely had to. So there's any number of alternatives that can happen in that sort of system, but it's worthwhile getting that done properly at the beginning, and then there's really very few arguments and you should be able to trust each other.
Interesting, and I did have a snapshot into that in the recent SME coffee that we both attended, and fellow members were sharing ideas about some of the problems and issues they were dealing with, and I remember sitting and listening to your feedback sharing that, well, here's what you need to consider, here's what I've done before, etc. And I did see quite a few of the members getting their pen and paper out and intently looking at everything.
It's a really, really valid point, because a big majority of our membership is SMEs. And it's very easy to make some big mistakes very early that can be very expensive and very time consuming to actually fix if you're called to fix those issues. Some of the things you just don't even imagine would ever happen, but they do end up happening and you need to be prepared for that stuff. So those SME coffee mornings are really vital as a method of communication for people who are on very similar ground financially, and from an effort standpoint. It's really good that they communicate and they get down to some high protein issues which will help protect them now, but into their future as our market changes. And there's no bigger time than right now, actually, if we think about what's happening presently. So the present day is the whole oil issues, which we still are yet to see some consequences of. So I think one of the activities of the Chamber will be to make sure that we can get some better information out to SMEs about what's happening currently and what could be happening into the future so that people can make some plans.
Good. And I know that is one of your plans for the Chamber in general. And in terms of grabbing your time and other senior business leaders like yourself, the SME Coffee is obviously a good place to do it. But for our SME members, we also have other events like Sundowners and industry events we have planned. So for members looking for advice, that's what the Chamber of Commerce is. Find our Sydney senior business leaders with that experience, as you said, from having made those mistakes already. People can learn from yours.
I certainly learned a lot the last time we had floods, 2 coups, floods in Hat Yai, earthquake in Thailand, earthquake in Japan. They're all serious issues for businesses to face, and the more that you can talk to your fellow compatriots about how you handle some of those things, you'll get some ideas and some concepts that you can put into play that can help protect you or even grow sometimes.
Great. Let's move on and talk about the plans for this year. So I know you're only 2 weeks in the seat, but you've been very busy planning already. What are some of the things AustCham members can look forward to in 2026?
Well, there's certainly a huge litany of events that we're looking at, but the board is also going to spend some time examining what it means to be a member and the value that you get from that, and looking at ways that we can leverage that up. In particular, we want to talk about what's happening with our sponsors, our events, our costs. So and cost reduction. So there's a fair few things on the board's agenda to get through in terms of short term, and then moving into medium and moving into long term as a series of goals. So we're going to start working through that very soon, because we need to make we need to get some goals on the board pretty quickly and to work towards getting us to be more commerce orientated and to give people opportunities to help them with their business. At the end of the day, people want to have food on the table, maybe a little wine, and the only way you can do that is if you're making money through your business and you're settled and you're happy and you know where you're going. So that's what we would endeavour to do.
Okay, great. And for the members who are looking to engage with AustCham over the next year, how can they get involved?
Number of avenues. We should talk about this. One of my fundamental things is just show up. Show up means a little bit like an Australian sort of approach to it. Means get into the game, stop calling things from the stand, get on the court, grab your racket and have a go. And so that to me means show up for your customers, engage with them, talk to them, bring them and find out what they're doing, what they don't like and what they like. Show up for your staff and for your managers in your business, meaning look after them and support them, and especially in times like now. Show up for your shareholders, meaning give them the value that they need and talk to them about why you might not be able to do it. People don't like surprises, so show up for the conversation and be honest. And show up for yourself, meaning show up to the gym, show up and do the time on the treadmill, do the time with your food and look after yourself. So by saying show up, I mean put the effort into these things. So one of the things we might say is show up to Sundowners, show up and be there for the people who might just want to have a beer, but also be there to talk about your business and how you might be able to get some business from other people or how they might be able to do business with you. These are vital things that the Chamber's been famous for decades, and that's what we really want to protect and enhance.
I think the show up approach it goes beyond the dealing business as well, doesn't it? I know when many times I've maybe not had energy to go to an event. I'm already booked. Do I have energy to go? I'm going. I need to show up. And the amount of times I've gone home, maybe not with a potential invoice in my hand, but I've learnt something. Somebody has told me something at an event, or I've met somebody new who I know is going to be a good long-term contact. I'm sitting in the taxi going home thinking, if I didn't go tonight, I wouldn't have met that person. That person wouldn't have told me that thing. So it's just, I couldn't support that more. It's just so vital to just show up. Even when you don't have the energy to do it, find the energy to do it.
Sometimes you have to make your own luck. And sometimes things happen which are out of our control, which can turn into an opportunity, or they can turn into something that you may not have handled that well. The more you talk to your friends and your compatriots about what's going on, the more you'll find out that, well, actually, maybe I'm doing okay. and maybe I need to put some effort into these things, and people will share. They will share at these events, so come along to Sundowners. Come along to the briefings which are offered before Sundowners. There's a very important one coming up with Meinhardt, talking about data centres, and so we've got Meinhardt and Siemens coming. So they're the two powerhouses in terms of what you need in a data centre apart from electricity. So I think that conversation will be really important, and it will be really interesting. We should look to learn a lot from that.
We will, and so that's on April 1st, 5 o'clock at Bangkok. The business briefing featuring Meinhardt, and they have a guest coming along from Siemens talking about data centres, followed by the April Sundowners, 6 o'clock at Bangkok on the 1st of April.
In Saturn, yes.
At Saturn, that's the one. Great. So that's how people can get involved. How do they join for people who are new to AustCham? If they want to join the chamber, how do they do that?
The first port of call is get on the internet and look up AustCham. You can email Frank, who is our executive director, or any one of the board members. Failing that, come along to Sundowners and introduce yourself or put yourself forward to one of the board members. I'm sure they'll be very happy to interact with you directly, to engage directly, and to get you on as a member. And then we should look to say, well, how could you contribute more? And I know that we've got such a depth of fantastic Australian businesses and executives here, and it's time to put your hand up and to help out your community. Get involved with the subcommittee and start to make some effort to achieve the outcomes that the chamber actually needs right now. No better time to be involved, because things could be quite challenging as we look forward for the next 3 to 4 to 6 months. If we look at how the Thai economy is constituted in terms of tourism, we could have a few challenges coming with this oil issue. So we need ways to be able to come together and to look at solutions and to make things happen for each other.
Great. So really put that due diligence in, probably a little more detailed than you'd originally planned. Yep. And also, as we talk about, reach out to other people in the Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
Who have got those experience, who have learnt their lessons, and just really ask for that advice, and obviously take that advice as well. Yeah. Great. So if you would like to contact the Chamber, you can, first port of call is Frank Holzer, our Executive Director. His email is just popping up on the screen now. Or connect with him on LinkedIn. We have Simon Moran, Brendan Cunningham. Reach out to us on LinkedIn as well. Or simply on the 1st of April, the best advice you've given. What should people do on the 1st of April?
Come to Sundowners, come to the briefing, book your ticket online. It's very easy, it's not expensive, and you'll stand to learn a lot and catch up with some friends or make some new friends. Reach out, don't be worried about fear of failure, all that sort of stuff. Put your hand forward and introduce yourself and enjoy.
Excellent. Great. Simon, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to working with you and being part of a very successful chamber over the next year.
Thank you, Brandon.
And welcome back. In our connection section today, we welcome a long-standing and trusted supporter of AustCham for many years. From ANCA CNC Machines, we have the General Manager of Thailand, Miss Yanisa Ninlawong. Kun Yanisa, how are you?
I'm good. Great.
Great?
Yes.
Excellent. Always a pleasure to speak with you. One of my highlights late last year was attending the 20th year anniversary of ANCA in Thailand. It was a great day. We were proud to be part of it. How special was it for you?
Oh, for me, I mean, it was a very special milestone for all of us. In 20 years celebration was not just about ANCA as a company, but also really is about the peoples and the partnership that make it possible. We also brought together with our teams, our customer, our government representatives, and the partner from Australia and Thailand. We make the event even more meaningful.
Right. And it did have that feeling to it. The ANCA staff there felt really proud. You could feel it walking around with big smiles on their faces, very welcoming to everyone. But also, as you mentioned, the partners, which is clients, suppliers, vendors, people from Australia, the government, Australian government partnerships. You had a real feeling that everyone felt proud to be there.
I will say so because in that event is also like we bring we use celebrate as Australian Thailand investment showcase, which is like I think that time is around 8 companies that participate us.
Yes.
Like now you one of
ASW were proud to be there as well.
Yeah. So I think the events like went very well, and then more is about to show that the collaboration between Thailand and Australia. We have more investors come to Thailand, have success with the Australian company that are in Thailand.
The presentations also echoed that sentiment. The presentations from, of course, the founder and the CEO, the way they spoke about how important Thailand was, not only as a business, but like you mentioned, the people, they really spoke about how proud they were of the team in Thailand as well. Good. Great. So let's go on with that, because you and I speak quite a lot about various topics. And one of the things we often speak about is people and the importance of people in an organisation. So you touched on it a couple of times then. 20 years of success has largely been based around the people. How do you get the best out of people at ANCA?
For us, that we keep with developing people, and then the first thing that we create the trust, and then continue development training on people, and then make people the possible to grow up into their career. Also, we also invest a lot in the training. We have the apprentice program, to the skill training. It's a 4-year training, which is we collaborate with the local Thai university and the technical college also, and to build the future of engineers and the technician for Thailand.
Good. And from memory, quite a lot of other organisations are, I guess, a little jealous of what you do. Jealous isn't the right word, but you often have both government and other companies asking you about how that program's run, because it's considered a best practice and they would like to be able to emulate it.
We start this program, actually this program that is in Australia. We write down the curriculum by ourselves. Which is its 4-year program. The first year is we sit in the classroom, and the module that is around 7 modules is about the safety, the basic safety, the mechanicals, and all that. And then the second year to the 4th year, that they been on the job training, and then we rotate to the different departments to build their skill. So actually, we quite very success for this program, because the apprentices who graduate from us, they now they travel the world. Right. I will say we have the branch. Actually, the first success is when they work in Australia for 6 months in the project. The feedback from Australia, they said, they can recognize the skill of the apprentice, the Thai apprentice. Then since then we have the German branch, which is one of the apprentices also work over there for 3 months in Europe branch. So it's very quite success, and then the team also very proud of what they're doing, the skill that the company invests in developing them in the technical skill for them. When we have the customer or some of other company visit us, they thought it's 1-year program. Normally, other company, they do only 1-year programs. Yeah? But for us, it's 4 years. It's very, very in deep technical skill. It's not just that. We also build them in terms of the soft skill as well. Right. We have one of our apprentice master who been in Australia for 1 year to look after this program, how to teach, the way that the apprentice master in Australia look after all the apprentice. more on the analytical skill, the problem solving, and also like they guide them to the life, the daily life, how to live the life, and all that. So it's like the children.
Yes. That's how the older and more experience we get, more experience better than older, the more we often look at as our staff as an extension of the family as well.
And our apprentice master in that day for the celebrations, he cried. He is so proud of what he's seen.
Excellent.
Because he started from the outfitter.
Right.
Yeah, and
And he's grown, and then he's helped others to grow with
Correct.
him. That's
Correct.
Great. What I find really interesting is over that 20 years, you were there at the beginning 20 years ago, and from what you've told me before, there were only 20 employees, very small team, and then over that 20-year period, grown to 250 employees, and very interestingly, gone from one site to another, doubling in size, and then tripling in size up to 500 square metres now. Now, if you could give our AustCham members advice, if they're scaling a business like ANCA CNC Machines has done, what's the one most important thing you would tell them they need to do?
Okay, what I will say that you need to clearly communicate to the team, the whole title team, that for them to see the vision, the plan, the strategy of the company, that we will how far we will go, and then we will ask a commitment that here this are you gonna take this commitment, and also it's not just about the company is growing, it's about their career. Also, it will be growing with the business also.
Okay, and how are you doing that? Is that at the quarterly town hall?
Quarterly town hall, or every time it's gonna be big change. Just talk to them, communicate to them, so they know similar time that when we know also.
And in terms of getting that buy-in, that commitment, it's a question: Are you on board? What's the typical response?
Yes, let's go, let's do, we can do. That's what all the staff, but it's the whole title, I will say the whole title team. Right. Yeah. Yes, we can, let's do it.
It's interesting what you were just mentioning about the soft skills, problem solving, being analytical. We've recently been speaking about the concept of think out of the box. And with the world being a different place at the moment, you have a little bit of a different spin on think out of the box. Can you share that?
Okay. With that one, really it starts with, I have the chairman, the new chairman visit us early this month. And in the presentation, he asked a question, a lot of question as well, but actually that the coaching questions, then it made me even think more that, it's not the thing outside the box. What happens if the thing outside the box when the box is upside down? Right. Yeah, and then when I mentioned that to you on the other day, that you just laughing, and then you, yes, that's what I think, because at the moment the environment keeps changing, the AI speed, the disruption, it's all happen. What about for me, what I feel is the box is upside down. How you gonna make the thinking in that environment? Yeah, so yeah.
So think outside the box, but keep in mind that box is now spinning with AI disruption, the current geopolitical factors, etc.
Yes,
it's a good way to look at it.
Really, you need to rethink and redo the new things. You can't do as the old way. Yeah, everything is start new again.
And constantly be doing that as well.
Exactly.
Good. So 20 years of success in Thailand. What's new? What's next for the 20 years to come? Okay.
ANCA will still invest in developing the products. I mean, especially more on the EV, the automations. Yeah. Really from the short term at the moment that we still focus on the productivity, the efficiency by investing the automation, how we also build the machine in the efficient way.
Right.
Yeah. With the long term, Thailand will become the logistic hub, become the manufacturing hub for ANCA as a global.
Great. Great. So from what I'm hearing, as far as the ANCA business is concerned, the investment into Thailand is still a key to the growing success, the sustainability of the company. And of course, the people are also key to success.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I look forward to attending the 40-year anniversary of ANCA.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. Then by that time we might be...
That sounds like a good room to be in. All 250 staff say, yes, let's do it. Well, thank you for sharing the insights. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and in this case, a pleasure to hear your thoughts and share with the AustCham members on ANCA's previous 20 years of success and what's ahead.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And welcome back. It's April, and April is ANZAC month. Coming up on April 25th, we head up to Kanchanaburi to the ANZAC Day services at Hellfire Pass, and we're very lucky today to welcome from the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center, Mick, Clarke, and Kun Nutthathirataa Withitwinyuchon. Welcome.
Thanks very much for having us on the show.
Great.
Happy to be here.
Excellent. So Mick, I'll start with you. The ANZAC Day services I know are very important to the community here in Thailand, I believe globally as well. From your point of view, can you share with us the importance?
Sure, mate. So ANZAC Day is an absolutely significant event both in Australia and New Zealand, and it's a significant event on the commemoration calendar. It dates back to, of course, the ANZAC Gallipoli landings and so forth, where the name come from, Australia New Zealand Army Corps, and that particular event gave it the name all the way through. Now that focuses on World War I, of course, and the events that happened, and that's where we got the name of ANZAC, so forth. But ANZAC has morphed over the years, and recognising the service of Australians and New Zealanders and so forth, we also like to recognise other conflicts and peacekeeping operations, right? And not only the ANZAC Day and World War I. So it's right through the gamut.
And of course, up at Kanchanaburi, where the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center is very significant for families and of those who were up there.
Well, I suppose I'm a little biased, being the manager up there. And in my time as a veteran, 44 years, I've seen one or two ANZAC Day services myself. And I actually have run quite a few in my time. And without any further ado, I could tell you that the atmosphere and the ambience of the Hellfire Fast Dawn service is not equalled anywhere else in the world. And that's some pretty big calls, considering that the Department of Veteran Affairs runs services in Gallipoli, in Turkey itself. Of course, they run the Villers-Brittner service in France. They also run the Sandakan service, which is made famous from the notorious Death March down in Borneo in Malaysia, and at Shariva in Papua New Guinea. So I've only been to two of those other services, but I can tell you that the ambience and the feeling that you get from the service up there at Hellfire Pass when they're playing the last post, and the flags are going up, yes, and you're staring into the darkness of the faces of the rest of the crowd, and your mind is racing, or mind is anyway, and you can't help but be really taken back by it.
You do, and having attended the service myself, I often get asked when asking people, are you going up to the ANZAC Day services this year? People will say, I haven't been, what's it like? And I say it's very difficult for me to explain to you in words what it's like.
It's an experience you'd have to experience for yourself. Exactly right. And strokes for folks, you know what I mean? It affects people differently, but it's certainly food for thought as far as I'm concerned. And especially during that 1 minute silence when the sun is breaking through the trees early in the morning and you're drowned out in the 1 minute silence by the wildlife and you can't hear anything else but the wildlife and your thoughts. So it's very moving.
Kunjip, I'm interested to know your thoughts it's also a very important place for the local Thai community in the Kanchanaburi area up there. Can you tell us about that, how important it is to the local community as well?
Okay, thank you, Brendan. Okay, as a Thai people, myself, and also as a staff of the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center, in my point of view, the existence of Hellfire Pass represent a shared memory and history of suffering and sacrifice of both Australians and Thai people during the construction of Burma-Thai Railway and the Second World War at large. We all experienced the cruelties of war and loss, and through that we have learned to build a long-lasting friendship and relationship that actually lasts until today. During the hardship of the POWs constructing the railway, some Thai people from the local community in Kanchanaburi, such as 𝗔𝘂𝘀𝘁𝗖𝗵, I believe you have heard about him, 𝗔𝘂𝘀𝘁𝗵, risked their lives, smuggling medicine, foods, and even parts of radio parts to help the POWs. And this courageous action has actually saved thousands of lives. Yes, and since the very first day of the establishment of the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center, the center has dedicated to reminding the next generations about the atrocity of war, so that we see more value, the true values of peace. And the ANZAC Day is not just the service that honors the sacrifice of all Australians for their nation, but also of the Thai people for their nation as well. And given that the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center is located on the Royal Thai Army premises, it has become a symbol of mutual trust, respect, and friendship. And I believe that the memory preserved at the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center will continue to strengthen the bond between the two countries, between Australia and Thailand, for years to come.
Right. That's a great insight into what ANZAC Day is as well, because it is a commemoration of the Australian New Zealand Armed Forces, but your insights that it's also a reminder of the wonderful bilateral relationship that Australia and Thailand has, that really extends beyond a bilateral relationship. It's a friendship, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Yes.
Yeah. And hearing it from you that the ANZAC Day is also a representation of that friendship is very pleasing to hear.
Now, mate, we do talk about the servicemen and servicewomen themselves as being the focus of ANZAC Day sometimes, but it's also important to remember that the families and the loved ones of the servicemen and women were also deeply affected during war as well, and this is also a time to reflect on their sacrifice. Talk
about the service itself. So for our viewers, how do we get up there? What can we expect? What should we plan?
Well, like any dawn service, it starts at 𝗔𝘂𝘀𝘁𝗵. All right. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to get up to Kanchanaburi itself. All right. So that's the township of Kanchanaburi, and then of course you've got to make your way up to the site service, which is on the Royal Thai Armed Forces base in Kanchanaburi, in 𝗔𝘂𝘀𝘁𝗵 itself. So that's about 80 kilometres from town. So you can either get a private set of wheels to take you up there, or you can go with any one of the tours that are operating either out of Bangkok or tours operating out of Kanchanaburi Township itself. Or of course, you could take the AustCham Tour, all right, which is one of the best tours going for ANZAC Day. They've done it a few times and it's quite a good gig. So, yep, you've got to make your way up there nice and early in the morning. All right, the gates open at 0300 in the morning. Most of the guests, we'd like the guests to be seated by 05, and the service will kick off by 5:30 sharp. All right, service goes for about 40 to 50 minutes. All right, and then after the photos and so forth, you make your way back up from the service site to Car Park 1 in front of the Interpretive Center, and that's where we're going to have the gunfire breakfast.
Great. Given it's a Saturday this year, I would assume that we're expecting a bigger crowd.
Well, yeah, the figures are on, exactly right.
Time?
I wouldn't say try to get there too early. You're restricted by the fact that the gates open at 03. We are expecting a bigger crowd this year because obviously that'll enable most of the expats here in Thailand to bring their families up and have a day off work and so forth, and that it's sort of played into our hands a bit. But the fact that it's on a Saturday won't affect anyone coming in from overseas, especially for the service. But we are expecting quite a big roundup for this particular year.
Excellent. Now, the details of getting up are quite detailed, as you just outlined. Kunjip, would you mind, for our Thai viewers who are fluent in English but really want to make sure they get it right, would you mind just running through that in Thai?
In Thai, of course. Thank you. สำหรับคนที่ต้องการจะเดินทางมายังร่วมพิธีไว้อาลัยนะคะที่ศูนย์ประวัติศาสตร์ช่องเขาขาดนะคะพิธีประตูเปิดนะคะต้อนรับทุกคนประมาณตอนตี 3นะคะถ้าท่านสามารถที่จะเลือกเดินทางโดยขับรถยนต์มาเองนะคะอาจจะมาจากกรุงเทพหรือว่ามาจากบริเวณที่พักที่ใกล้ๆนะคะแต่ว่าจะต้องเผื่อเวลาไว้แล้วก็จะต้องใช้ความระมัดระวังในการขับรถนะคะเพราะว่ามันมืดนะคะแล้วก็ประตูเนี่ยเปิดตอนตี 3พิธีนะคะเริ่มตอนตี 5ทุกคนจะต้องนั่งเรียบร้อยนะคะทุกคนจะต้องเนื่องจากว่าทางเราไม่ได้มีการจัดเตรียมรถหรือว่าแนะนำนะคะให้ใช้บริการของใครเป็นพิเศษแต่ว่าท่านเลือกใช้บริการนะคะของบริษัทเอกชนที่ให้บริการตรงนี้ได้แต่ว่าทางเจ้าหน้าที่จะไม่สามารถแนะนำนะคะบริษัทที่ให้บริการหรือว่าโรงแรมที่พักได้ค่ะ
Okay, thank you. So all clear on getting up there. No excuses not to come. But there are people not coming. I'm already speaking to people that there's always I'd love to come, but or just they might be still in Australia. I'd love to come up to Thailand and be able to go there. But with that, we have a really good alternative that's just been launched, I believe, the new website.
Of course, and the Department of Veteran Affairs has commissioned one of the local companies here, Lexicon. I believe they might have something to do with the chamber, I'm not sure.
Including this wonderful studio.
Into the Lexicon studio. And we actually commissioned them, and they've done a great job over the last 2 years of designing and putting together our website. It's just recently been released by the Minister of Veteran Affairs in Australia on Channel 7 and got quite a fair bit of publicity. So it's a great job, it's a great design, and we're getting lots of good feedback from it already. It's quite a virtual tour and an interactive modern website, and we're very proud of it, and our thanks to Lexicon for that.
And so you should be. I'll let you know I was going through the website. It's just been launched with Dave prior to the recording here today, and having been to the centre many times, the views of the cutting, the bush area around into the centre itself, the interviews with people.
It's super modern, mate.
It's amazing.
It's something that you don't see on a lot of websites these days, you know, and I don't know why, but the virtual tour is the bee's knees. It's state of the art, and it really gets people in and attracted to the site right from the start. Once you start the tour, you have to take the entire tour. And in a way, you know, now that we've got the website up and running, of course you don't have to make the pilgrimage to Thailand to be able to see what happened on the Burma-Thai Railway, and then, you know, to pay your respects to the POWs and so forth and the people that went before us. So that just gives the people throughout the world another opportunity to be able to cut in, and have a look at the site and see what we've got to offer. And for those people that'll never make it to Thailand, it's an education, and hopefully that's going to encourage some people to make the pilgrimage, which we most warmly welcome. All right, the more visitors we get, the better.
Good, and on that, so over to Kunjip, one thing that I'm aware of mainly through my AustCham connections is a lot of schools take groups up to the centre as well. Of course, a lot of international schools which have students from all over the world, and of course a lot of Thai students as well. Are you seeing a growing attraction to more people who live in Thailand, not only the Australian, New Zealand community, but the broader community into learning what's up there?
Yes, we have seen more number of school students coming to visit us, and actually we have these school visits almost every day. Every day,
yes. Wow.
Yes, almost every day.
That's the normal day-to-day operations of the museum or the interpretive centre. The car park is full of buses of either Thai agencies, military agencies that do battlefield history tours and so forth, and it's also very popular amongst Thai schools, whether they be expat schools, you know what I mean, with a lot of foreign kids and so forth, or whether even Thai public schools are keen to come up and check it out.
I learnt history from a book in high school, having access to be able to go up to the Hellfire Pass Interpretive Center.
It's a new age, right? It's a new age, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, how lucky they are.
They are.
Really. Once again, it's going to be a very busy day. Not everyone can make it up to Kanchanaburi. For those who are in different parts of Thailand, do you know of any other services that can...
Okay, so what we like to define is the fact that there is only one official service on the 25th, ANZAC Day, and that is the service that's run by the Department, led by the Department of Veteran Affairs, and of course it's oversight by Post, all right, being the ambassador here at Post from the embassy. And that's the only official service that's been running for the dawn service and for ANZAC Day. There are a number of other services that I am aware of. Of course, there is the 11 o'clock service that's run by the local guys down on the strip in Kanchanaburi, and that runs every year, and that'll kick off at 11 o'clock, and there'll be a small march down there as well. And that's really well supported, right, by the local guys, and so forth. Now there's also another service that I am aware of, which is also another unofficial service, which is down in Phuket, right, and that's also run by another veteran community at, name of the beach?
Camera Beach.
Camera Beach, all right, and of course they're very similar kick-off timings, and you can get onto the net and you can find them no problems.
Okay, great. And it's also worth mentioning the Thailand Tigers Australian football team play a commemorative match up at Kanchanaburi, which I believe kicks off around 11 o'clock as well.
On ANZAC Day itself.
ANZAC Day this year.
And they're playing out the Army base, I believe. Is
That's
that right?
right, yeah.
Right, and there's 3 teams this year?
3, so there's a women's game, which is Thailand versus Indonesia. There's a Thailand, Bangkok versus Phuket game, men's game, and then the main game is Thailand versus Indonesia in the men's competition.
Okay, just want to make it clear for our viewers, all right, we're talking about Aussie rules here.
Aussie rules, yes.
All right, not rugger.
No,
okay? So
not rugger, not soccer, Aussie rules.
So don't turn up expecting to see rugby, or don't turn up expecting to see soccer, all right, it's good old Australian football.
That's the one.
Good one, mate.
Great, excellent. Well, Mick, Kunjip, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you on the 25th of April.
Will do.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
ขอบคุณค่ะ